I've got Sandra Cook here, and basically she wanted to talk about her experience with the MYM Club. So my first question to you is that what I wanted to know what kind of life was like for you before you started the Mastery Menopause program that we called the MYM Club, Sandra.
Yeah. Before I went on the program, both my parents passed away, and that's when I knew I needed something. I had put on a lot of weight after Dad passed away. They didn't pass away at the same time, so Dad passed away first, and then 6 months later my mum passed away. And just the grief of being there, and I just needed something to, get back on track, because it's difficult at that time to, I just kept putting on weight. Food was my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I remember you saying to me, well, what sort of friend would do that to you? It's not a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why I decided I needed to do something about where I was going, or otherwise I would just spiral out of control.
Yeah. And for you, like what kind of results did you achieve inside the MYM Club over that kind of 21-week period?
Over the 21 weeks, I lost 18 kilos, and that was just marvelous. Loved it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And what was your main concern that potentially could have prevented you from kind of joining the club, right? And what kind of reassured you?
Oh, it was just the risk of just doing something different and not knowing what I was getting into. And I remember talking to you on a couple of occasions, and we spoke about why it is the best thing to do, and that was why I joined, because you assured me that it was going to be successful, and that's, if you don't do something, it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know the outcome if you don't take action. We know the outcome, which is kind of the downward spiral. But awesome. So if somebody was on the fence and like they were kind of like, oh, I'm not too sure whether I should join the MYM Club, what would you tell them and why?
Well, for a start, it works. And with the 21-week program, because it's the modules are every week, you've got something different. And you've got the diary, the food diary that you send in every week. And you get the feedback, and the feedback is so good that eventually at the 21 weeks, you know what they're going to say, where you made your mistakes. Because like, I'm a colour person, I'm a visual person, I love to see the colours, and when you write down and you can see the colours and you can pick it out at the end, you say, okay, well, I made my mistake here because I ate too much carbs, I needed to eat, I was hungry, and that's the reason why, because I didn't eat enough of this. Awesome. So it is easy.
I love that. So tell me what life is like now that you've kind of completed that 21-week program, and you're you've kept on with the weight loss, you're more than 18 kilos, but what's life like now?
Life is good. I'd like to lose more weight, and I will try, because that's where I want to be. It is good, and it is so refreshing to go into my wardrobe and go into the containers that I have put away when I put all my weight on, to actually go into those containers and find clothes that I'd probably worn, let's say 10 years ago, and you think, wow, and you put them on and it looks good. It looks good, and people are saying how good you look. Even in my face has changed, and I'm happier in my face, because that you've done this. It's been a long, hard challenge, but at the end you've come out and you feel good about yourself, and people have noticed, and when people notice, that makes you feel better.
Yeah, absolutely. So what made you happiest about joining the MYM Club, about anything about the experience?
Well, like I said, just the filling out the diaries, to me, was a positive, because when you fill out the diaries and it's explained to you every week, this is what you've done. And you can actually look at it and say, okay, I know I can get back on track. And I love my chocolate and I eat my chocolate, and because I know that I can, and don't get upset with the mistakes. Like, we still need to live, we still need to eat, and don't get hung up on the things that you shouldn't eat, because that's not what it's about. It's about enjoying the travel through the 21 weeks and getting to the end.
That's it.
There was a lot of good things too. Is about the other thing that I really enjoyed was the module about your kitchen, just cleaning out your cupboards and prepping. That was the next week, was about prepping your food. I found that so good, because then you were ready for whatever meal you wanted to have, and you had it ready in there, cut, and you had your salads and whatever else. And that was a big thing. Definitely.
Awesome. I love that. So in terms of your experience over the 21 weeks, what has exceeded the expectations since working with us?
Exceeded the expectations. Just the fact that I can do it on my own.
Love that.
Knowing now that I can do it, and with what you've taught me, and using the basics, that every week, if you want to maintain, you can. If you want to lose, you know what you need to do. And I go back and look at my notes, because I wrote little notes every week on what you guys were telling me. And I know what my weaknesses are. So I would go back to that, and I know that I can keep doing it.
I love it. That's the expectation we want everybody to have with us during that kind of 21 period. We want people to become autonomous. And I love that you kind of feel empowered to be able to do that approach yourself. I love that. I think, like, I'd like to ask you, if you got one takeaway from the program, what would it be?
One takeaway? Just know that if you're going to do this program, it will work, and that's it. Listen to you guys. You're on your lives all the time, and you get so much out of the lives, whether it be the food, or whether it be something about the menopause itself, or whether it be it's just your mindset. You get your mindset right, and you can do anything and succeed in anything.
100%. I completely agree.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you finish with any final words that you have. And any final words?
I'd just like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be successful in losing the weight. It's been marvelous. And thank you.
No worries. Thank you. I appreciate you choosing us for your journey. And obviously, I'm looking forward to you continuing on and on your journey, because well, you don't quit, right? Until you get to where you are. And these are kind of lifelong habits that you've established, and it's sustainable. So I'm excited to see you reach the next goal that you set for yourself, Sandra. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Dean.